trying little.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode on the Walk by Faith Show. I'm your host, Jasmine Six Rose, aka The Pretty Plug, where I motivate, educate, and inspire you to be all that you were called to be through walking by faith, because God has already given you a purpose. You just need to step in it, and also launching your goal, getting over your fear, and actually doing it, what He told you to do and what you say you want to do. But I don't never do these shows alone. I try not to anyway. I bring my beautiful guests. And they're also handsome, men and women, who are faith-based entrepreneurs. They understand that they can't reach success if they ain't got God first. And I feel like that's that untold story that we really don't hear. We hear a lot of success, but not a lot of where faith and the things that you really need to sustain the success that you have happily. And this beautiful woman, she will tell you who she is, but she a boss. She's galvanizing her communities in Arkansas and in Texas. She is leaving a legacy, and she's breaking generational curses. You should see some oil right there. I know it's blessed my head, and it will continue to bless my edges because I want my hair to grow, essentially. And so today, I just want to introduce none other than LaRonda Joy Davis. How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you tell the people who you are? I don't never like to tell people's story. I let them do it. I just sit back and listen.
My name is LaRonda Davis, LaRonda Joy Davis. I'm from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I am a hairstylist and entrepreneur. I currently have the #1 hair care product, Just Joy Hair Oil. It is 100% natural and 100% handcrafted. I specialize in locks and braids. I am getting ready to discontinue my braids and partially one of my products.
Okay. No, you're doing just fine. LaRonda, I want to talk just on our first episode. We did it in 2017. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, 2018, May. It's episode 17 of the podcast. So you all can go and listen to it just to hear the growth. And back then we were saying, don't touch my hair. You know, she helping us to shake it, helping us to grow it, but we were like, don't touch it. We want respect on our edges. How have things changed from 2018 to now?
Life has changed. The experience and the process of being an entrepreneur. Initially, you think money, you think financial, you think I'm going to do this to make more money. I'm going to do this so that I can say I'm a boss, or so that I can kind of fit in with the norm of what's kind of transpiring now in today's ages. But for me personally, the last year I experienced what most successful people experience, which is life. Life kind of happens in the middle of you growing, in the middle of you expanding your business, in the middle of you trying to make it to the top. I initially had a moment where I was tired. I was restless. I needed rest, but I had a lot of people around me telling me, keep going. You should get your own shop. You should do this. You should do this. You should extend your product line. So I kind of ignored what I was feeling to kind of make everyone else happy. Mm-hmm. In a sense, I was kind of operating in my ego, mm-hmm, and not necessarily in my flesh and in my soul. And that's kind of what I mean about life. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to me. I broke my fingers. So that is why I'm getting ready to discontinue braiding. Right now, braiding hurts. It's not fun for me anymore, but it is something that I do love to do, something that I enjoy doing. So it's kind of hard for me to break away from it, but at the end of the day, it's about me. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I got in that situation, kind of letting everyone else pull me in different directions.
I feel like there's something we can pull on, right? Like focus, mm-hmm, as an entrepreneur. How did you develop your focus when you said, you know what, I am going to do entrepreneurship, but how did you find what your focus should be and what you should put your energy towards that will, A, lead you to profits, but B, it's what makes you the most happy as well?
A vision. I was talking to a friend. He's a rapper. His name is Dada Man. Listening to his music, and I was just doodling, and God just spoke to me. He said, UAPB. And initially I didn't understand what that was. And throughout the years, I kind of played with the acronyms of UAPB to kind of help me figure out what that calling was when God just kind of spoke to me. But initially, the goal for me overall is to help the students at UAPB in Pine Bluff. But when God gave me the vision to step into entrepreneurship and do something deeper than just doing hair and just standing behind a chair, that was my drive. And then also just moving away from Pine Bluff and being in a place where no one knew me. So in that moment, I had to create my own identity. And I love that part of this journey, because you have people here that see me in a different light than the people that I went to preschool with. You know, both love me, but they both see me totally different. And that's because I created that narrative for myself. It wasn't a fake narrative, but it was something that I knew I wanted to kind of grow into. And so if I'm gonna grow into it, then I have to kind of walk into it and create it. So that's what I did.
Okay, let's dive into Pine Bluff, because you've done something that, you know, I'm still working towards, which is getting your community to support you. I know entrepreneurs like Super Scent, she got all of Louisiana, but I know that took time. It took so much time, especially I think New Orleans area. It took time for her to develop a culture where you launch a product, people from New Orleans support her.
Right.
And you have your hair care business, which is in Dallas and Fort Worth and also Pine Bluff, as well as UAPB, which is all in the same area. How did you develop that support model? And did you ever have any challenges with support?
I believe so much in myself that I didn't care what anyone else thought.
Right.
Like I did the work as well. A lot of people complain about, oh, they're not supporting me, or they ask the question, if I launch this, will you support me? That's not something you should be asking. Right. If you launch that, will you support yourself? People love you as much as you love yourself. So they're going to love your brand and your product and your business or whatever you're doing as much as you love it. So if, just like when I broke my fingers, there was a moment where in all of 2019, I didn't do anything. And that's because I personally didn't feel good. I personally didn't feel like that person, or I should be able to do this at this moment. So I kind of fell back. And when I fell back, I mean, my sales fell back. My audience fell back. A lot of people that were supporting me in the beginning, they fell back. They went from, oh, Just Joy is the number one product, I'm using this and only this, to, oh, I'm going to go back to Wild Girl, because I don't see Just Joy showing herself as much love as she was in the beginning. So I'm going to go and I'm going to buy Wild Girl, because I see Wild Girl, they're still sponsoring posts on Facebook. They're still making Instagram posts, and they're still doing things. So when I stopped, my business kind of stopped. Right. So that's kind of the same advice for everyone else out there. Is like, if you don't believe in it, you can't get mad at anyone else for not believing in it. If you don't do the work, then you can't get mad if no one else is going to support it.
How did you survive in those moments where your hands was broke? First off, I remember on Facebook, you were saying, well, God, I need a break. I need rest. And then you said he broke your fingers. And I feel like that's the power of life and death being in our tongue. We don't really understand it when sometimes we speak things and like we get sick, or, you know, our mind and our mouth really do manifest in our bodies. But in those moments when your fingers was broke, sis, how was you eating? Like, did you, like,
the oil?
The oil?
The
okay.
oil, oh my God. I just thank God for my product. I thank God for the vision that he gave me in 2013. I thank God for the work that I put into it, because I was able to sustain myself, still be able to pay my bills, pay my employees with the oil. And when I started back doing hair, the oil just balanced everything out. I decided to travel and play with my expenses and do a lot of things, but I still can always fall back on the oil. And one of my best friends, Courtney Glass, she told me, she said, Joy, I feel like as long as you keep empty bottles, God is going to fill them up. And she said that to me. And so for me, I always have way more inventory than I should have. But it's because of that she spoke to me. If you keep empty bottles, God is going to fill them up. And during that time, I told you I stopped. I gave up on myself. And I would go home and I would look at all this inventory and all this stuff, and then I would wonder, why are people still buying online? I haven't made a post. I haven't said anything. I'm not talking about it. Why am I still getting sales? And I always go back to what she said, what she told me. You keep empty bottles, God's going to fill them up. So.
And shout out to her. She supports the podcast. Thank you, Courtney, for your monthly investment. That's a plug for this show. If you want to support, 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. But thank you, Courtney, for those words you told Joy and for definitely supporting this podcast. And she was on this show through LaRonda's definitely plug. But I think something you said is so powerful because you have multiple streams of income as an entrepreneur. And a lot of times we don't really understand it until we need it. So when your fingers, you physically couldn't do the work, you still had products.
Right.
And a lot of people, when they are in the, I would say any business, if they just say, oh, I'm in fitness, I'm just using my body, and I tell people to work out and I created all these things, the best way whenever you hurt yourself, how will you still support yourself? Because you are in a physical business. I know for me, I'm on my laptop a ton, so, I'm going to just start talking to it if my fingers broke or anything. But one, how did you get through the process of building your confidence back up and saying, I want to do this again? Because you could have chosen anything. You could say, well, I'm going to go work. I'm going to go and find other ways to make money. How did you stay the course?
Isolation. I stayed to myself. I had to, I'm getting emotional. I had to learn how to love me again. When I broke my fingers, I kind of felt like I lost identity in a sense. I was in a relationship. That didn't go well. I had just lost my father. So I really didn't know. So the best thing for me, I was becoming toxic to other people as well. So the best thing for me was to isolate so that I can heal. And once I healed, I began to travel. I began to tap into my Caribbean side. I always wondered, why did I look so exotic, or why did I talk a certain way, or why did I act a certain way? And it was once I began to tap into me, God spoke and said, tap into your other side. Then you'll figure out who you really are. So just isolating myself, and I had friends to tell me, like, you're not the same. And it hurt me to hurt my friends, to hurt people, and the things that I would say because I was angry, because of my situation, things of that nature. So isolation was the best. A lot of people, they get mad when you choose to settle boundaries for yourself. But overall, you choose to love yourself, because when you don't set boundaries for other people, it begins to create toxic behaviors within yourself, and you start spilling over on other people. And then you start blaming other people when in all actuality it's you. So any strong person or any successful person know that, again, you can't allow other people to pull you and to make decisions for you and to think that their way is the best way for you. So when I just chose to just isolate myself, and it wasn't just me. God He made it to where I had to be in isolation. Like, I broke my fingers. I had just bought a car. Actually paid the car off. I made my last payment the same month that I broke my fingers. I was super excited about paying for my car. Well, when I was healing and getting in the process, I let my car sit for about 3 months, didn't start it up, didn't move it. My transmission went out. And it was to the point where I was like, okay, my fingers kind of hurt, so I really can't drive anyway. So I was like, whatever. And then I had to make a decision, like, okay, do I drive or do I stay in isolation? Because driving makes you be social. It makes you want to go out, want to hang, want to do this, want to do that. So I just chose to not drive. And I thank God for my nephew. He was able to to step in that gap for me. Anything I needed, anything I wanted, if I wanted to go somewhere, he will allow me to do that. So no car. I couldn't really braid and do hair like I wanted to do, so I had to focus on me and focus on my business and heal that part of me so that I can give my true self to the masses and to the world and actually to my product and to my clients. So yeah,
I think the most beautiful thing I get out of that is broken people build broken businesses. And by the isolation and you being towards yourself, I would consider that your wilderness season.
Yeah.
Because I know I was out in New York. I was by myself the majority of the time. I did go to work, but you don't got your friends. I sure don't drive. I take the subway everywhere. I'm with millions of people, but you're alone. But you get so much time to sit with yourself. And the hardest thing is to face you.
Right.
And you did that.
You inspired me one day, back to not having a car.
Yeah.
I live in an area where everything that I need, this is just God too. Everything that I need is literally in walking distance.
Yeah.
Like I could walk. And so one day I was kind of complaining about having to walk to the store. And as I was walking to the store, I was on my Instagram and I was looking at your Walk by Faith post. And you were just so happy. And I was just walking to the store mad, like walking. I'm an entrepreneur. I made 6 figures. Why am I walking to the store? And you were just like, oh my God, I'm in New York. And instantly my mood just changed because it was like, you're walking.
Yes.
Walk by faith.
That's it.
She's happy. And I knew at the time you didn't have a car. You were in New York. You were catching the subways and stuff like that. So I'm like, if she can do it, and she's from Pine Bluff, and she's in the Big Apple, why are you complaining about going to the store and it's 2 minutes up the road? Gonna help you burn a couple calories today.
Yeah.
Snap out of it. So thank you for that, because you really snapped me out of it one day. And from that moment on, when I walked to the store, I would always just kind of thank God just for my limbs to be able to walk. Some people can't walk.
Some people can't walk. That's what I've heard. I still don't got a car. Calvin, he's recording this. I'm driving my husband's car to come to this interview today. I still don't got a car. I still am walking by faith until God blesses that part of my life. But I recognize something in those seasons because I've been walking since 2017. And even when I came to Dallas, I just said, I can do a scooter. You know, I was just like, I can ride a bike. Like, I be on the highways, not on the big highways, y'all, but like on the highways, like with my little scooter. So I say that to say, like, you really do have all that you need.
Yep.
You are all that you need. And I want to talk about your business and everything that it needs, the legal parts, right? Because you have your oil, but how do you protect it? How do you make sure that nothing happens to it? What were some of the journeys and takeaways that you've learned in that area?
It began with starting the business off with a business partner. She was a friend, she was a client, and she was also a native of Pine Bluff where I, grew up. So the level of trust was there with her, and same with me. A lot of personal things happened in her life that was kind of affecting our business, and I just decided to describe the partnership. And in that moment, I said, hey, I described the oil too.
Yeah.
But she knew how much I worked on the oil, how much I invested in the oil, and she also believed in herself in regards to being able to create something like that for me. We described the partnership. She gave me the permission to keep going, to use the oil, to use the ingredients, to make it my own because it was mine. And I did that.
Yeah.
I launched the product. It was doing really well. Then all hell began to break loose with that. One thing I would say is when you have a business partner, do sit down with a lawyer or some type of notary public and write out your business contract. Don't start business without a contract.
Yeah.
Don't even give the person your idea. If you believe that you and this person is going to do this together, don't even tell them your idea without a contract. That is one thing I would say that kind of hindered me in the beginning stages of my oil, not having a contract. Even for us discarding the partnership, we should have contracted that as well. But fast forward to 2019 when I actually, or 2018 when I launched it. It was doing really well. People were pulling on me. You should start more. You should create a edge control. We need shampoos. We need conditioners. We need a foam wrap. Can you make oil sheen? Can you do this? And so I went back to that person that I went to in the beginning because I believe that much in her.
Yeah.
She did such a great job the first time. So it was like, okay, let's do this again. But this time we're going to do it the right way. We're going to make sure we do the paperwork and all the contracts and all those things. And again, that was in November when I was talking to her about that. Same month that I paid off my car, broke my fingers. I was trying to extend my product line. It didn't work. And so I decided, I'm just going to heal. I'm not going to worry about the product. But again, I had people asking me, hey, Joy, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? So I reached out to her. We met. We realized that we had nothing in common anymore. We had both grown. And it just wasn't a good idea to continue the partnership. Yeah. It just didn't work. We both agreed to that. And I ended up having to hire lawyers and stuff like that to protect the product because I was being threatened and my character was being degraded and all of that stuff on social media. So I had to figure out a way to protect it. So if you believe so much in your product or your brand, have enough overhead or enough money to be able to protect it, to get a patent or a trademark, or even if you have to do a pole man patent, it's better than nothing. That the paperwork and the legal aspects of my business was probably my biggest headache in 2019. Not only with just protecting it to make sure that it was mine, but when I began to sell it, my product was in such high demand that all I could do was supply it. I didn't care about the paperwork. I didn't care about the legal. All I cared about was making money and moving this product across the South and eventually nationwide and internationally. So I just overlooked everything. And when I broke my fingers, I had my life just kind of flashed. And one of the beauty supply stores that gave me the go to sell my product, and he believed so much into me. He started his own brand that was extremely similar to my brand. He marketed his product just like the same as mine. The other beauty supply stores in Pine Bluff, where we're from, they did the same thing. They created a competitive product for me, and I couldn't do anything about it because I didn't have paperwork. I didn't set rules in the beginning, so they noticed that about me. They noticed that, she's not giving us these direct rules about how we can sell it and if we can or can't resell it. So we're going to resell it. We're going to create our own brand. We're going to do our own thing. And she can't do anything about that. Yeah. Not right now. Because she don't know about it. So when I figured out everything, that's another reason why I kind of took a break. Yeah. Because it was like, if you don't take a step back, you might lose your product. Yeah. And for me, I don't have children, so my product, that's my baby. Yeah. So I can't imagine what it would be like if someone was to take that from me, take my child from me. So don't think about the hustle. Think about the business. If you're going to start a business, start a business. Don't start a hustle, because a hustle can be easily taken from you. And we all know, drug dealers, they always say, the game not gonna last forever. It can always be taken from you. So if you do it right, you can protect it.
Come on, Jim. Y'all clap it up. Leave us a like, a comment, subscribe if y'all felt that. Oh my gosh. Because those are not things that are taught to us. Nope. Right? Like Black people, we're so creative. We're innovative. We have created everything from lights to peanuts. We're in Black History Month. Everything, hair care products, that was Madam C.J. Walker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So from the beginning of time, we've always been the inventors, but we have not been the people that get the massive growth because we don't own it. We don't own pretty much a lot of things, but that's a conversation for another day. But I want to now move towards, what are you discontinuing and continuing for 2020 in your products that you're launching?
Okay. So I'm going to discontinue the small bottle here. Mainly because a lot of people, when you buy the product, this small bottle is like an introductory. It's like, okay, I see these herbs floating in the bottle. It looks natural. I don't want to spend $20 on this product, so I'll just spend 10 and I'll test it out. But normally when you spend just the 10 and you test it out, you find yourself using it within 2 weeks or a week, because you can apply it to your hair and your skin. And then on the scale of just knowing your business, when I did the numbers, I sold a lot of the small bottles, but I made the most money off the big bottle.
Okay.
And so it's like, if I'm going to rebrand and I'm going to do new labels and new bottles, new tops, I don't want to have to pay for 2 different bottle sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Not right now. Not in this stage that I'm in.
Yeah.
So discontinuing that small bottle is just a way to keep the profits for me personally, so that I can be able to fulfill my mission and continue to give back to my community. Right now, having 2 different bottle sizes also confuses the market, because, like I said, the stores, they have 2 different bottle sizes. So it's like, since you're copying off of me, let me take one away. You don't have to take one away.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do something different, because I don't want my customers to be confused on what product to buy.
Yeah.
Which size to get. So it's like, it's one size, one product, it's one brand.
Okay. As far as 2020, what other visions and goals do you have? Because it's a new year, it's a new start. This is a rebrand. This whole production is because of a rebrand coming. What is your vision for this, for Just Joy?
My vision is to bring my Caribbean culture, to bring a little bit more knowledge to it. I mean, a lot of people speak about Jamaica. You know, everybody want to go to Jamaica, but a lot of people don't know that Trinidad is like the gem for the Caribbean culture. West Indian people are everything. So for me, I want to kind of showcase that. I want to introduce America or the world to soca music and West Indian culture, West Indian food, the way West Indians speak. We don't even speak like Jamaicans. West Indians are a little bit more proper. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't have the dialect. I'm from Arkansas. But I have the blood. No, I don't. I don't even see. The thing is, Trinis are so crazy. I don't even want them to see this video and then me pretend like.
Okay, they gonna be like, girl, you ain't even Trini.
They gonna be on my ass. So yeah, I'm good on that. But yeah, that's the vibe for 2020, and also my own salon. I'm ready for my own salon. I want to do my own thing. I want to train up a couple of stylists and get them just as good as me.
Yeah.
So that I can be able to relax. Like, I'm 28. I'm not tired of working, but I work so hard that I experience a lot of pain. So for me, if I can have 2 or 3 girls that I can always call on, or that my clients can trust to do their hair and not put their workload on me, you know, that's the best for me. And then that'll be another source of income. That'll be my third source of income. So yeah, that's the goal for 2020.
You know what? And putting some stuff on YouTube on how we can take care of our locks and all that can help. Well, can I hold your hand?
You can.
These things, they still hurt.
They do, girl. When it's cold, I feel the pain, the sharp pain sometimes.
How did they heal? Did it take like a month, 2 months?
It took 3 months.
3 months.
Really, I would say 6 months, because I wasn't ready to come back to work, but my mom was just like, you need to go back to work. And so I was just like, but my fingernails haven't fell off yet, Mom. They still kind of snagging, and she was just like, you'll be okay. Just go back. Okay. So I literally lost my fingernails, came off. I couldn't even hold my hand out straight because of the nerve. Yeah. Used to pull, but now I deal with just kind of nerve damage just a little bit from the injury. And because braiding hair, carpal tunnel in my hand. So that's the main reason why I want my own shop, so that I can kind of take a step back. Like I deserve that.
Yeah. I want to talk about insurance and with entrepreneurship, because a lot of times we don't talk about those things. How were you able to like navigate healthcare and like going to the doctor, and because you did hurt yourself? Lord, everybody, if you're entrepreneur, like, Lord, please keep my body safe, because you know it's a total different expense when you're not working for like corporate America.
So I actually paid out of pocket for my injuries. That hurt a lot.
Thank you for being so honest with us.
Yeah, I paid out of pocket. As a young African American female, initially you think, I'm going to get married and I'm going to be adding on to my husband's benefits. Or you have I had a father whose benefits I was on. So I didn't really plan for my own health insurance. I kind of planned to be taken care of by a man. That's kind of how I read the beginning stages of my life. And it wasn't until I got hurt that I took it serious. So now I have accident insurance. I have health insurance, just in case something else was to happen to me. Not only would I be covered, but I'll also get paid for being hurt. So, I mean, it's a lot difficult, because if you're working a 9 to 5 or whatever your shift is, you see the money come out, but it's not like it is when you are an entrepreneur and you actually have to make that payment.
Yeah.
They're taking it from you before you can even see it, versus, okay, do I let them withdraw $55 for this, $175 for that, and another $62 for that? And then you add all that up and you think to yourself, is it worth it? Am I really going to get hurt? Am I going to get sick? So for me, the best thing an entrepreneur can do is to take care of themselves, like physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, socially, every way, because your health is your wealth. So if you're down, luckily I was able to still be able to sustain myself because of my product. But a lot of people, a lot of barbers and stylists, they don't have that extra. All they do have is that standing behind a chair, using your clippers and using your fingers or your hands or your curling irons to make your money. And then if you get hurt, you get sick, just a simple cold, you should be getting paid for that. Even if you're out for 3 days, you should be getting paid for those 3 days. But the only way that can happen is if you insure yourself. Because even with tax laws now, it's like you can't not have insurance.
Yeah.
So
that's a plug. And I also want to say one thing that I learned. I was talking to this entrepreneur in Austin. She was pretty much telling me that there are funds, Christian insurance funds, where you could put money in a pot and then you withdraw collectively whenever you are sick. So it's like cheaper up front because everybody's money is pulled together, and then you can just pull out when you need it. So you can just Google like Christian insurance funds, things of that nature, because that is also a way. And thank you for telling us about accident insurance. People don't think about whole life. They don't think about health insurance. They think that these insurance people are just scammers. I'm like, you guys, they're there for a reason. Those people are actually there because they're offering independent insurance just in case maybe your employer couldn't offer everything. And I go on a whole nother tangent, but I feel like it's so important for us to really understand our insurance policies, our 401k policies, the things that we're being paid, because at any given time something can happen to you, and the last thing you want is for something not to be there. Right? I also want to, because we're going to continue this interview. Joy, what has been some of the highlights of your entrepreneurship journey? Because we know challenges come. Oh my God, they there. But what have been some of the highlights? What are some of the things that you're like, man, dang, I did this. Sis, you did that.
Being able to travel, being able to buy whatever I want to buy, if I want to buy it.
Ooh. Talk that talk.
Yeah, like, and I'm extremely humble. So I had a friend to tell me, you need to get you some Gucci shoes, and you need to get you some red bottoms, because you got to start looking the look. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not getting red bottoms until I can get my mom's red bottoms.
Ooh.
We both can wear red bottoms.
Yeah.
Why would I wear red bottoms and I don't have a car? Why would I look the part and I don't feel the part?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not worried about that. But if I make the decision to go to Trinidad for a month, I can do that. Mm-hmm. Or if I make the decision to go to Chicago for a day and come back, I can do that. Yeah. Or if I make the decision to go in the store and buy a $500 coat,
you could do that.
I could do that. But not necessarily I will do that, but I can't.
Yeah.
So that was one of the, because for me, I was spoiled. I grew up the baby of 14.
Yeah.
So not only did I have two parents, but I had older brothers and sisters who would die hard for me.
That's beautiful.
So I didn't really grow up for real and start taking care of myself until I was 25. I'm only 28. So I've been on this doing it yourself journey for 3 years, and one of the best things for me was being able to just do whatever I want to do and make responsible and sound decisions for myself, and also just help other people. I realized that one of my new hobbies is supporting Black businesses. Like, that is one of my favorite things to do now. Yeah. I went to a vending event yesterday. I saw David Banner speak, and I was outside and I was just buying from every table. Like, and I didn't even make the people sell me their product. I just walked up, yeah, I want that hat. And then he was just like, yeah, but do you know what it means? And I was like, no. And then I read it, and his brand was called Baby Daddy. But it was really nice. And the meaning behind it was just like extraordinary. So I bought two. And I just kind of walked around and I just was buying stuff. And my friend, she was like, you said you're not going to buy nothing else. I said, I just can't help it. Yeah. Like, I just can't. Yeah. So I have to kind of pull myself back sometimes from just being so big of a support. But for me, I get that same support. Yeah. Like, people support me that much. People go that hard for me. So when I have the opportunity and the chance to spend my money with other Black people, like, that gives me so much joy. Yesterday, my brother came over to get his hair done. And my sister, I called her over to give me a massage. And the same money that my brother gave me to do his hair, I put it in my sister's hand. Like, it didn't stay in my hand a minute. Yeah. And that right there is the definition of keeping the cash flow in the Black community. Even though that was my family, it was still in the community. It was still, she's going to take that money and do something for her business. Or even if she takes that money and put it in her gas tank or do something for her children, she got it from another Black person. Yeah. It came from, it flowed in that system. So that's one of my biggest highlights, like, just continuing on that cycle and just in emphasizing on how important it is for us. Like, that's one of the things that David Banner said. He said, if you're in this room today, then I trust that you're going to go out and make a conscious effort to teach other people that it's important and let them know how supporting your business helps them as well. Yeah. So supporting me, you get this type of information. You get me vulnerable enough to let you know what's real and what's not. A lot of people, they'll tell you a little glimpse of the success. Oh, just have faith and do this and do that and boom, success. But a lot of people won't tell you that they failed or they lost themselves or they thought about giving up or they went through legal disputes for their brand and for their product. They'll just show you like, hey, I met this girl and the next thing you know, boom, I'm a big person. So just being transparent and keeping the money in the Black community, like, that's all I care about.
I think what you also should realize, a giver is never broke. Yeah. You have wealth because you give it. And those are principles that we learn in church, but we don't really understand it. We're like, oh, I'm giving to the church. Where they doing that with that money? Yeah. I can honestly tell you, and I think, Joy, you can say as well, you give, but you've also received a ton. Yeah. If you ain't giving nothing, you probably broke because your mindset don't tell you, even if I got 10, if I give 2, I'll probably get 5 by the end of the day. Yeah. That's happened to me. I've given money and by the end, I'm like, dang, God, thank you. You know, you giving with a good heart. Don't just be out there giving and you stingy still, mindset and heart. But you receive because you are a giver. That's probably, if you were to take like a personality test, you'd probably see that. Like, giver is probably one of your strong suits, but you ain't probably never been broke. That's another, y'all, I'm telling you, it could get deep. Is entrepreneurship for everybody? No. I feel like it's a wave, but like people are doing it and it ain't working for a lot of people, but then they start blaming God, they start blaming themselves. Blaming others, or getting upset, but is entrepreneurship for everyone?
No, just like you have chiefs, you have Indians. And I believe that when people, it comes with knowing yourself as well, but I wouldn't tell people not to strive for that. Yeah. Because even when you strive for that, that'll help you realize, like, okay, that's not for me. Yeah. And then maybe when you realize that's not for you, you will apply a little bit more pressure with what's actually for you. Yeah. But entrepreneurship is a really hard road. You have to have tough skin, and you have to be strong and humble to walk down this journey, because you can drop a sale and make $2,000 to $10,000 in the first month, and then life happens and you have to spend that $10,000 on everything else, and then now you're back at $53 in your account and you're trying to figure out, okay, now what? That's the road of entrepreneurship. You're up one day, you're down the next. Or you're up, you're restless, and then you're forced to come down. So when you have a job, everything is kind of playing for you. You come in at 9, you leave at 5, you go to break at 12. This is how much I'm going to take out of your check for taxes. This is how much I'm going to take out of your check for so-and-so, so-and-so. So when you get your pay stub, you kind of know exactly what to expect year round, monthly after month. So, but with entrepreneurship, it's not like that. I can have 4 clients today, and then tomorrow I have none. Yeah. I can make $400 today, $200 the next day, $100 that day, and then $20 that day. It's not consistent. Versus you going to work every day or 5 times a week, and you know for a fact you're going to put in 40 to 60 hours if you get overtime and things like that. So entrepreneurship is not for anyone who don't have enough will to do the work. Yeah. Because if you have someone telling you to do the work versus you having to do the work yourself. I realized that when I launched my product, and there was moments where I would have like 5 clients in a day, and then I would drive home and I had 20 orders online just from my online store, and then I had 300 bottles to be sent to this beauty supply store, and all I had was myself. And then I looked around and I had my family. So my sisters and my nieces and my nephews, they came into the fold and they started to help me, and I began to pay them. And that for me was just the biggest blessing. My mom, one day she told me, your product is my passion. Like, this is my passion. And that kind of like, I almost cried, because my mother was just as passionate about my business as I was. When you employ people, or you allow people to come into your business or to help you, a lot of them they don't get it. They don't get the vision. So they can kind of bring you down a little bit, or slow you down, or mess it up entirely. And so for me, it was just a blessing that my mom was just totally down for everything. It was just like, whatever you say, it goes. Even though I'm your mother, you can't, so for me, it was just like, I had to kind of learn to tone it down a little bit when I'm serious about certain things, and because she is my elder, she's my mom. But you have to make up in your mind that this is what you want to do. Yeah. You can't straddle the fence of entrepreneurship. You got to choose it, and then you have to do the work. Because if you don't choose it, you'll find yourself starting your own business and you're being pulled in all these different directions, but then you got to go work a 12 to 6, or a 2 to 10. Half of your day is being invested here, and when you get home, you're too tired to invest into this, and so now you can't give your business everything that it needs because you're too busy helping this individual build their business, and their business is way past built.
Yeah.
Their business is franchised, it is incorporated, it all of that. Versus your little bit of LLC or you're doing business as and you're struggling. You're struggling. And they're like in Thailand somewhere with their wife on a yacht. And you are in your living room struggling to count your inventory or to even know how much you grossed in a year. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people, they start a business and they hustle. Yeah. So when you get around investors or you get around or you go to a bank and you ask for a loan and the financial advisor asks you, you know, well, how much did you gross? What do you mean by how much did I gross? What does that mean? Oh, so how much did you make after expenses? Oh, okay. Do the person that filed my taxes know? It's not for the person that filed your taxes to know. It's not for the financial advisor to know. It's for you to know. But a lot that simple aspect right there is what I failed on. Yeah. Like when I began to think I'm finna go get a manufacturing company and a manufacturing plan and do this and do that, that was the question that was asked to me. And I was kind of stuck, like, and I felt even bad because I went to school for business. And I'm like, I still didn't know. Yeah. So when I had to realize, like, you have to make that shift, that transition, you have to decide, do you want to hustle or do you want to run a business? And I made the decision, and that's why that level of support is there for me. Because people see that Joy made her mind up. Joy said she was going to do something, and she's doing it. Joy broke her fingers, but she's still going.
Still going.
Joy went through hardship. She's still doing it. So, like you said, I could have went and got a job, and I thought about it. I wanted to get a job, but then I thought, I'm not going to be at this job long. Whatever job it is, it could be something that I really like. I knew I wasn't going to be there long because that wasn't my purpose. It wasn't what God wanted for me to do. It was just something for me to do because this way wasn't easy. Yeah. I was uncomfortable with entrepreneurship. So let me go be comfortable and give me a little job and forget about my dreams and settle for my life. But I'm young. I mean, if I'm going to settle, I'll probably settle when I'm 40. Yeah. And go decide to teach or something like that. But for right now, I mean, I'm going to do the work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Y'all, isn't she inspiring? I'm over here like, hey, I'm giving the claps. You can't hear them, but they there. Man, my goodness. Whew. So you remember you gave me the opportunity to ask you like random questions, right?
Yes.
So this is our random questions moment. And I have this thing where 2020 is more Proverbs 31 women. Because when I look at Joy and when I think about the things that she's doing, she's definitely working. She's definitely in her purpose. But a part of that is like, she ain't got to do this by herself. She talks about a man, and although that man may not have been the man, I am a very, very, I have faith that this year and the years to come, that our women will not be working on these purposes alone. Yes. So Faith, do you got, not Faith, ooh Lord. Look, I got so much faith, I'm throwing it over here. Joy, do you also have faith that your tightest man is on the way?
I do. One thing, I can say with the isolation, I have learned how to cook better, clean better, love myself better. I sustain some sex a bit. I did things to focus on being found. Because me being social, me going out, you tell yourself you're not looking for a man, but you are. Some kind of way you are. Yeah. You get cute and say, I wonder who's gonna ask for my number today, or if I'm at the bar, will this man notice me, or anything. You tell yourself I'm not looking, but you really are. So with my isolation, it was the best for me because I had to stop looking and I had to prepare. So I feel like I'm prepared for my Titus, for my Boaz, my King. I'm ready for him, but I don't know who he is. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But yeah.
Okay. I just like to put it out there because we don't watch this video. And when he come, I'll be like, look, Joy, send him this video because he wasn't here at the moment. Yeah. But when he there, we already was talking about him. Because I feel like I got 24-hour energy. Okay, married in 24-hour energy. Okay. I'm just throwing it all over here, and it ain't got to be 24 hours. But it's just for us to know that I don't like seeing women on their grind and getting it. And then I look and they ain't got the men that to support them. Yeah. And that was my deepest prayer. That was my heart's desire. I think even with the Walk by Faith, why it started was because of a breakup. Mm-hmm. Nobody really knows that part, or y'all should, because I talked about it. All of our businesses start because of breakups. Women, the reason why Black women got the most business, we probably been broken up with, and we channel that energy into our babies, our products, our stories, our blogs, our YouTube channels. Thank y'all men for leaving us, but now come back with the right one. Let the right men come. Cause we're prepared. If you see a woman that got a blog in a business, she's probably preparing because, she's channeling that energy. And, I guess my last question, you're launching products. You're launching things. We got, Tracy Ellis Ross. Mm-hmm. She's launching things, her brands. You got Taraji P. Henson, who's launching their brands. How do you still have the confidence to get in the game when everybody and their mama got a brand, a blog, a business? Why do you continue to go? Because a lot of people are like, oh, everybody else doing it, I don't got to do it. But you said, oh, everybody is doing it, I'm going to do it too. So how do you keep going in that fashion?
I consider myself the Sarah Lee of bread. Ooh. You go on the bread aisle, you see all these different brands. Sarah Lee doesn't care about Nature's Own or Great Value. Sarah Lee is Sarah Lee. She stands and she markets herself, she brands herself, she advertises herself, and she allows you to come pick and choose what's the best for you. So Tracy Ellis Ross product may be great for someone, but I know my product is just as good. And so I'm going to attract what's meant for me to attract with my product. I don't have to slander or to do comparisons with my product. My product is going to do its purpose. It's going to do what it's supposed to do. So that's how I kind of keep my confidence level at a 10 when my product is being bootlegged, or my product is being attacked, or my product is bringing up so much inspiration that is inspiring other women to kind of do the exact same thing that I'm doing. And I can be honest, what I'm doing is not new. Yeah. Making a hair care product, that's not new. It's not something new. Getting your hair care product in a beauty supply store, that's nothing new. Yeah. But for me at that time, it was new for my community of people. Yeah. It was something that they hadn't seen done so closely. Yeah. You know, you think of Madam C.J. Walker and Jessica Davenport and Tracy Ellis Ross or ISO Plus or whatever other brand. But to know that person, to be able to connect, or to be able to go in a beauty supply store and say, I sat behind that girl in 3rd grade.
In class.
That made their product. Or for someone's grandmother to say, I love that product. Can you go give me some Just Joy? And your response is, girl, I know her. You know, that touches me. So that keeps my confidence level high. And then it's just an amazing product. I mean, let's be honest.
It is. Yeah. Y'all, I've used it. I put it on my Instagram before. Have you seen me when I did? I was dancing in the mirror. I used to do, y'all be like acting like a little hair influencer on some days. But I loved your product. I genuinely loved it. And I have bought it multiple times. especially when I was in Pine Bluff. I said, I need Just Joy Hair Oil. They was like, okay, we got some in the bag. Let me go and get it. And then I was like, hey, I need y'all to put it out there.
See, that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, put it on the shelf, please. My last question for you. What does walking by faith mean to you? You've mentioned it a lot, but how do we get other people to walk by faith, and why do you do it?
I walk by faith because if I don't, I would lose myself. To me, walking by faith ensures that you trust God. You know, a lot of people, you have your own plan for your life, and then you have God's plan. And so when you choose not to walk by faith, you're choosing to fall when you have difficulties, or to be depressed, or to not fully understand. But when you choose to walk by faith, even your trials and your tribulations become a moment of joy. Like, a lot of people thought I was kind of crazy when I broke my fingers, and I was smiling on Facebook. Like, I broke my middle fingers. I broke both of my fingers. And I was just like, I was like really happy. And a lot of people like took offense to that. Like, why is she so happy in such a situation like that? Is because I knew that there was no way God would do this, or God would allow this to happen to me without something good coming out of it.
Yeah.
And when you think like that, no matter what, you're always good. Like you say, you will never be broke. You'll never be broken in the spirit.
Yeah.
If you think like that, you have faith. Your spirit will always be full. Your cup will always be full, and eventually it'll start running over.
And have those empty bottles so he can fill it up. Yeah. Okay. Where are you at on social media? How can they connect with you?
Connect with me. So follow me on Instagram. I have a new page. It's at Just Joy Hair. Taking away from my brand being on my personal page a bit. Follow me at One Joystick. That is my personal page on Twitter and Instagram. On Facebook, follow me at Follow me at LaRonda Joy Davis or Just Joy Hair LLC. And that's it.
Did you have fun today?
I did. Oh, go on the website at www.justjoyhair.com and check us out.
Yes. Give me a hug.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys, I have watched her grow in this journey since 2018. We did 2019. That was woo. And now we on 2020. So y'all support her. Y'all not only support, but share, like, subscribe. Tell somebody about it. This is a black woman, y'all. She's, look, Trinidadian, that's the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, I'm West Indian.
The West Indian, baby, okay? Trini, support, and make sure that you are walking by faith and that you're now encouraged to do it. She just inspired you. She said you could. She said she already knows she's Sarah Lee. Just get on, look, let's all compete. It's enough bread for everybody to go around. You'll understand that a little later. We'll see you next time on the Walk by Faith show. Jasmine Stith Rose is out. Talk to y'all soon.